So, more horrific economic data out of Russia today. Another record in terms of unsold meters. Data for the month of June, year over year, just hit 55 million meters unsold. Take a look at the chart. Equally catastrophic. It's every industry right now. Steel, cement. Now the banking industry is calling for bailouts. It's a bona fide economic catastrophe. The sixth largest property developer in Russia, LSR, came out with their June statistics, and we were at a loss of 51% on sales, 52% on meters, year over year, down. So the star of the show there, it's city by city, down 65% from Moscow. Moscow used to be the untouchable. That was the place where you could put your cash and you could feel pretty safe, but no longer. Sales down 65% there in Moscow. Prices will soon follow, surely. Ekaterinburg down also 60%. So the catastrophe has reached the large cities now. It's no longer just in the regions like Kuzbas that were relying upon coal production or the manufacture of steel. Everything is going into the toilet now in the name of Putin's Napoleonic quest to conquer Europe. And the Russians are still all for it in general. He's still at like something like 70%, in which people are, oh yeah, let's go get the Nazis in Ukraine, the Nazis. Yeah, okay, so Bloomberg story yesterday, So now it's made it to the banks. The banks are opening, the banking executives are openly talking about it. Here's the Bloomberg article hit yesterday. This is Western media, the rare occurrence in which Western media will talk about what's happening in Russia. If it's negative, they like to talk about the positive stuff, like Putin is wrong, he's on a horse, or he's wrestling a bear, or Russia is winning in Ukraine, or everyone be scared of Russia because Medvedev got drunk and threatened nuclear annihilation, or they're going to nuke Florida, or whatever. They're really good at covering that stuff. When it comes to the real stuff, what's actually happening in Russia, it's not as interesting apparently, but I'm finding it as interesting. I'm getting good views on these videos so far. So watch, tell your friends, copy charts, look this stuff up yourselves, because if we can show the West that Russia can be pushed off the cliff economically, that they are on the precipice already, I think they'll be more apt to arm Ukraine and take care of this problem once and for all. The Bloomberg story I just mentioned. So the banking executives are openly calling for bailouts for the banking industry now. How many of those will end up flying from windows this weekend? That's probably a poly market by now, but I'm sure I don't know who and where, but it's pretty safe to say in the next few days we'll see something like that. Bloomberg, it's a big publication. They're talking about banks openly calling for bailouts in Russia. So if it's made it to Bloomberg, we know it's old news, and probably take it seriously. It's probably been going on for a while. So Russia, the Russian government, what's their response to this, right? This is really interesting. Rosstat is the official statistics bureau for Russia, right? They've been around for, I don't know, as long as anybody knows. They tabulate statistics from real estate to racial diversity, average salaries, birth-death rates, everything involving humanity you can possibly think about. So their website has been down for 3 days, and it has a nice placeholder that just has the Russian coat of arms. Here it is right here. I made this video about 2 hours ago, this screenshot of the site. Just Google Rosstat and it'll take you to it'll give you something, click it. It's rosstat.ru or something. Yeah, so that's exactly, it's like the economic version of Swan Lake, in 1990 when the Russian Empire was collapsing, the Soviet USSR was collapsing, you turn on state TV and it was Swan Lake, and that's what they do. It's about, just put it in the corner, hope it goes away. This is not going away. This is going to be very, very, very bad. And I'm hoping October will be the month, as traditionally things happen in October for the Russians. We could talk about the Caucasia region of Russia. The teachers haven't been paid. And so how are they handling that? The Russian media is putting it out there. We promise we will pay you. You're going to be paid. The federal government is going to pay you. So the regions are no longer getting money from the federal level anymore. And it was regional problems, and now it looks like we've got a bona fide federal problem. Let's talk about Nafaz. They make all the buses, popular buses in Russia. Giant passenger buses. It's a division of the Kamaz truck company, which has been in business for the past, 85 years or something. They came out with earnings yesterday, and they're at a net loss of 811 million rubles. The year-over-year last June was the equivalent quarter last year was plus 90 million profit. Like I said, they're a division of Kamaz truck company. Kamaz truck company, they're already in trouble. They're talking about bailouts, and their earnings were no less dismal. But now it's sort of even these niche corners of these ancient business behemoths in Russia. They're all in trouble, and I don't think. Mortgage issuance is down 66%. Interest rates, the average mortgage for the month of June, was 23.5%. Central bank rate's still 21%. On the consumer level, it's ridiculous inflation. If anything, they could try to lower interest rates, but there's no way to save the housing market at this sort of level of catastrophe. And on the consumer end, if they raise rates, it would take years. How this is probably going to go, they're going to have to open the printing press, and Putin will just, crack some skulls on the streets and turn it into North Korea. That's probably what he wants to do. That's probably his plan. But as it looks now, he is not going to stop killing people in Ukraine under any circumstances. And it'll probably be his own economy that finally puts the noose around this guy. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm just going to keep putting out data. You do with it what you will. You can look it up. This is all public data. Hopefully we can get this into Western media, because what is bearish for Russia is bullish for humanity. Thanks for watching.